Hello YouTube! I'm coming to you because we do have two characters that have been officially dropped on the official Limbus company Twitter. So we already knew they were coming out because we had the PV very recently that revealed them, but now we actually have their kits, so we're gonna very quickly go over them and see what's what. I'm not a master, I'm not a pro gamer of Limbus company. So you're gonna have to stick with me. This is gonna be more of a look. This is what they do. I don't know if it's good. All right, let me zoom in here, and we're gonna read every single skill there. So, jrpgs branch Rodion. Serpent Glint is skill 1. We can see here we have 2 coins. We don't have all the numbers, unfortunately, but at least we get an idea of what they do, right? We don't have the base value and the coin values, but it is what it is. So, let's see. On use, gain coin power for every X, sum of this unit's poise potency and target rupture's potency. I will say I'm very happy with characters having two things at the same time, and I think poise and rupture is pretty fun together. I do believe that Sank Mersul also is one of those. So it's pretty nice to see more of these. Alright, anyway. So you get coin power for the sum of your poise potency and the target's rupture potency. Very cool. On use, gain poise count. Okay. On hit, inflict rupture. On hit, inflict rupture on the second coin. If you crit with the second coin, if this unit has Serpent Arm, inflict rupture. Okay. So now that we have Serpent Arm mentioned, I think it's gonna be important to check what Serpent Arm is exactly. So if we check here on the right side, it says Aisho Mutation She, if this unit has Serpent Arm, deal more damage. If the target is Destroyed Venom, deal more damage. Okay, so we have this passive here that mentions Serpent Arm, and Serpent Arm is right there. Max attack 3, turn end, gain poise and poise count next turn. On base attack skill use, if the target has rupture, gain poise. Turn end, lose stack. Okay, so we could basically get up to 3 stack. We lose 1 stack every turn, and we also gain poise and poise count. And when you do a attack skill, you will gain poise if the target is rupture. So very cool. Okay. So here we can see that if the enemy has Serpent Arm, we will be inflicting rupture on top of gaining poise, right? Very cool. Now, second skill, Snake Fang. We got 3 coins here. Gain coin power for every X, some of these units, blah, 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 just like above. This is on use, right? So you don't have to hit the enemy or anything. It's just once you use it, it happens. Clash Wind, inflict rupture count. Clash Wind, gain poise count. So this is a nice way to inflict rupture and gain poise for yourself. Very, very cool. This is only on Clash Wind, so keep that in mind. And then on hit, inflict rupture, second coin, inflict rupture counts. At X plus poise, consume 1 poise on self to reuse coins once. Inflict Deathrite Venom, so Deathrite Venom is right there. Base tax 5, Deathrite. When getting rupture triggered by a critical hit from targets, lose stack. When losing stack due to this effect, gain offensive level down or defense level down. I assume this is just gonna be random, like a 50-50. When losing stack due to this effect, if the stack drops to 0, take gluttony damage equal to rupture potency on self. Cannot gain additional stacks of this effect while it is already active. So basically, when you inflict Deathrite, here with this skill 2, they immediately get 5 stack, and then every time you trigger Rupture with a crit, they will lose a stack and either get offense level down or defense level down. And once the stack reaches 0, boom, they get a big, big gluttony damage basically based on how much rupture potency they have on themselves. So this is kind of like a slow, it's like a slow dot, right? It's like, oh, you're gonna die in 5 steps, so this is gonna be very nice to. Basically, you want to apply this right, and then you're going to want to trigger rupture fast and make sure that the enemy has as much rupture potency as possible, and then it's going to explode for a big damage, right? From what I'm seeing here, this is the only way to actually apply this right that Rodion has. So it's important to keep in mind that you might want to make sure that you do a skill 2 relatively early so you can apply this, right? Now, moving on crit, gain Serpent Arm. So we have another way to gain Serpent Arm here, or actually, this is currently our only way to apply Serpent Arm. Now, moving on to skill 3, Serpent's Mortal Flurry. Unfocused Volley. I think when they say Unfocused Volley, I think it means it attacks enemies randomly. I think... I think... I'm not sure. I think this targets enemy. So every single coin might be randomly hitting an enemy or a part. But I think that in this case, it cannot target your allies. On use, gain coin power for every X sum of this unit's poise potency. And the main target's rupture potency. Gain clash power equal to Serpent Arms and self. Gain Serpent Arm. So very cool. We have another way to gain Serpent Arms. This one, you are guaranteed Serpent Arm. Here, if you do a crit on the third coin, you get Serpent Arm. Clash Wind, inflict rupture count on all targets. Ooh, that's nice. All targets, very nice. So if you hit 3 different targets, you're gonna be... okay, that's cool. On hit, gain pose count. Well, I wonder if because it says Clash Wind. So is it gonna be... Is Clash Wind for every single coin, or is it the end result? I assume it's gonna be... I don't know. You guys let me know. On hit, gain poise count. On hit, gain poise. On hit, inflict rupture count. On crit, reduce Deathrite Venom on targets. On crit, you use these coins once. Interesting. So what's very interesting here is that basically, when you crit, you already reduce the Deathrite from the passive over here. But with this one specifically, you'll reduce it one at a time, and then you reuse this coin. So potentially, just by using skill 3, you might be able to drop Deathrite to 0, like, instantly. Okay. Defense. We have a reversal kick with an unbreakable coin. So we have a clashable guard that just adds an unbreakable coin. Very interesting. Comet Star gains Serpent Arm next turn. Ooh, okay, so we have another way to gain Serpent Arm. So for now, we have the defense. We also have skill 2 if you crit, and skill 3 give you Serpent Arm. Okay. On use, if this unit has X plus poise, gain con power. X plus being the sum of this unit, you need to have more than your sum of your poise potency and the target's rupture potency. That would give you a coin power. We read those and we read those. Okay, very interesting. There's one thing that kind of got me bamboozled here, and it's this Y right there. Because nowhere else in the kit does it say Y. But here it said, at X plus poise, consume Y poise on self to reuse coin once. And I don't know what the Y poise is in this situation. And I don't think that Y is mentioned anywhere, so I don't know what this means. Let me know if you know. And yeah, overall, I think that's an interesting character. We're kind of like, you know, like take 5 steps and you die. But basically, you apply a mark on the enemy. Every crit that will trigger the rupture will lower the count of the mark. When it goes at 0, it's gonna deal a big damage. And then you have like the unfocused volley here on skill 3 sounds very interesting, especially because you can apply rupture count on all targets. So I think this is gonna be actually very, very fun. Yeah, I kind of like this. Oh, I didn't read the support passive. Intravascular Venom, when one ally with the fastest speed inflict rupture damage to an enemy, inflict offense level down or defense level down next turn. Okay, so it's kind of nice because we'll also have some amount of support with debuffing the enemy's offense level down, defense level down, both from the support passive, but also from the Deathrite itself, right? Every time they lose a stack. And because it's possible to remove multiple stacks, lower multiple stack at once, you can actually apply multiple offense level down or defense level down on the same turn on the enemy, which is potentially very, very good. So yeah, I like this. Now we're gonna move on to the second character, which is going to be our boy Gregor. We got Snake Gregor. Gregor is pretty good. Okay, so let's have a look here. A Shupak, C branch Gregor, and it's gonna be a similar character, just like the two, what were they called again? The Shupak Mao branch, the two hairs were similar. So here's gonna be the same. I assume you're gonna want to play them together. So Snake Fang, 2 coins. On use, gain coin power for every X. Some of this unit's poise potency and target rupture potency. On use, gain poise count. Inflict rupture. On crit, this unit has a certain arm, inflict rupture count. Okay, so we have more way to inflict ruptures and rupture count through the serpent arm. And also you can get poise just by using this skill, which is very nice. We also get that special gain coin power for every X, which is the same as before. It's okay, very similar here. Blindsiding cleave. 3 coins. On use, gain coin power for every X, blah blah blah, as always. Clash win, inflict rupture count. Clash win, gain poise count. Interesting. Inflict rupture. At X plus poise, consume Y poise on self to reuse coin once. Are they gonna tell us what Y is? Let me see. Here. Okay. Every Y, some of this unit's poise potency and target rupture potency. Some of these units poise potency and target rupture potency. It's literally the same. Okay. So basically how it functions is that if your poise is higher than the sum of your poise potency plus the target's rupture potency, then you will lose the difference to reuse the coin. Oh my god, okay. Okay. Okay, interesting. Confusing, but interesting. On hit, inflict Deathstrike Venom. On crit, gain Serpent Arm. So again, the second skill... the first skill, you apply a Rupture if you have Serpent Arm. The second skill, you get Serpent Arm on the crit. The Serpent Shear Puncturing Arm. 1 coin. Ooh. On use, gain coin power for every X. Some of this unit's poise potency and target rupture potency. It is unit that's Serpent Arm, gain coin power for every Y. Some of this unit's poise potency and target rupture potency instead. But what's the freaking difference here? X is sum of this unit poise potency and target rupture potency. Y is sum of this unit's poise potency and target rupture potency instead. It's the same. It's the same text. Is this just an issue? Is it just a typo? It's gotta be, right? Let me see the original post. The text is the same too, so I'm really confused. You're gonna have to tell me if you understand this better than I do. I'm sure you do. Okay, anyway. On use, gain Serpent Arm, Clash Wind, targeted X plus Rupture, gain Poise. Deal more damage for every Poise potency on self plus Rupture Poise potency on target. Fair enough. This unit has Serpent Arm, deal more damage on critical hit. Interesting. On hit, reduce Deathstrike Venom on target. On crit, reduce Deathstrike Venom on target. On crit, inflict Rupture count. On hit, inflict Deathstrike Venom. Holy! Okay, that's a lot of things going on. So basically, just hitting reduce Deathstrike. Critting reduce Deathstrike, and the passive makes it so that if you crit, basically you're gonna remove Deathstrike, you're gonna remove 3 stacks of Deathstrike, and then potentially at the end reapply it. So you might be able to trigger the Deathstrike's 0 stack and then reapply it immediately, which is very, very powerful. Now here we have another reversal kick for the defense, so same as before. Clashable Guard, gain Serpent Arm next turn. At X plus Poise, gain coin power. Haitial Mutation. You target Deathstrike Venom, deal more damage for every Serpent Arm on self. If this unit reduces target Deathstrike Venom times 0 stack, gain pierce damage up next turn. It's a bit different here. This one only deals more damage. But here we get an additional pierce damage up, right? Like a serpent, flexible, elastic, and unpredictable. If this unit is killed in this encounter every turn the combat start, apply Poise to the substituting identity of the earliest deployment order. Okay, interesting. That's a curious one. Serpent Arm, max attack 3, turn end, gain poison count next turn. This is the same as before, and the Death Rite is the same as before. So it's pretty interesting. I feel like maybe in this situation, I feel like Rodion is more of the setup. You want her to lower the Death Rite, but not trigger it. And then you want Gregor to trigger it because he will deal so much damage on crits and then reapply the Death Rite afterwards. So I think you want to go into a nice cycle of like, okay, you apply Death Rite, you make Rodion lower it a little bit, and then you make Gregor trigger it for the big damage and again. But I'm sure both of them are able to do big damage either way. But I feel like because he can get the pierce damage up, I think this is very good for him to actually finish it, because she doesn't get any specific buff from lowering the Death Rite to 0 specifically. But yeah, overall, I think they are clearly interesting characters. What's also very interesting here is that because you can lower the count of Death Rite just by a normal crit on an enemy with Rupture, it means that you don't absolutely have to have both those characters together. They can work with other Rupture characters, or other Poise character, I should say. Which is really, really nice. Now, obviously, the two of them working together is going to be way better, because they both specifically have skills that lower Death Rite on top of the crits. So this is very interesting. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry this is a bit of a mess. I'm trying to understand the game better, and those characters are complicated on paper, so I'm trying to do my best to kind of explain and like put everything down properly. There's a few things I'm still a bit confused about, specifically the why. Let me know if you guys understand this better than I do. I really appreciate you watching this video and potentially helping me. So far, the community for Limbus Company and just Project Moon in general has been outstanding. So I really appreciate you. Thank you again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye!